So right now I think we're gonna do a 2-strand wire. We're gonna do one at 12 inches, and then I'm trying to probably go up to 16 inches, just because right now the pigs are still relatively small, but they're gonna get a heck of a lot bigger than they are now, and I don't want them to be able to hit that top wire. So I want them to get used to having 2-wire system, because we're gonna do that each time we move the paddock. So the goal here is to get this all up, and then I'm gonna get an entire another set of rebar T-posts, so that way when I move the next paddock, it's already finished, and I can go ahead and move the pigs over to the second paddock, tear this down, rebuild it on their third paddock. So that's kind of what the plan is. So we're gonna get this all up and then get them piggies in here.
Yep, right there, Dad. That's perfect.
That's perfect.
It's a good job, Dad.
Good job, Dad.
You helping, Lottie? You trying?
So online I watched a bunch of different videos on how to do this, and nobody ever really showed the actual construction of the fence. Not that it's that difficult, but it's got to get me another one of those, the bigger pieces. So I want to actually show you guys how these work. So if you come here, so essentially these are clips I got from Tractor Supply, and all you do is you just put them right over the pole, and then they squeeze right down onto it. So super simple. It's really not that difficult, but again, nobody showed that. So at the store, I'm just like researching and researching and researching, and I ended up figuring it out. But there, now you guys know how to do it. Well, I'm gonna
that one. Line it up with this one, and then line it up with the next one.
This one will
right.
be black.
Well, I'm gonna bring the line
Yeah.
and actually connect it to the T-post.
That's what it just said.
Okay, so you were right.
Yeah. Yeah. You just didn't see me because your brain was thinking a different thing.
You know what's funny? So
Uh-oh.
we've been trying to do this now for probably 2 weeks, okay? For the last 2 weeks, it's been like high 70s, real low 80s, a nice breeze. We finally are able to do it, and we're in a heat wave. It's 90 degrees today, and no wind. So that's fun.
No.
So I think we're gonna get all of this lower line ran, and then we will be back to show you guys how we're running the second strand, which is gonna be probably about 16 inches up. But the camera needs charge, so we'll see you guys soon. All right, so we now have power in the camera again, and it is actually a couple days later. We ended up needing to get more supplies, and then I ended up showing houses for the rest of that afternoon, which was unexpected. So when you have a full-time business and another career, keep in mind that homesteading can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, just because, you know, you've got your main thing. This is kind of like our side hobby type of thing. You know, maybe someday it'll turn into a full-time thing. Who knows? You never know. But right now it is just in the beginning stages. Like most of us, we can't just up and leave our other job and do something full-time, even if we really enjoy it. So I ended up going to Tractor Supply and getting some more supplies, because like I said, I want to put a gate right there. So I ended up getting a couple fence posts. I got 2 more pig panels. That's gonna help me get them guys out of there, and it will also be for once I'm ready to actually move them across, we'll make kind of like a small alleyway for them to go through. So we ended up getting a hog style gate, and this should work out perfect because we'll put it on these 2 posts. The reason why we do that is because these guys have been trained to electric white poly wire. So if we just put poly wire all the way around, they're going to have a mental block in their head, and they are not going to want to cross when we want them to move paddocks. So by doing a physical gate, they're going to be able to rest up against that. They'll be curious, they'll look at it, they'll be able to see through it, they know they'll be able to touch it, and once we need to move them across to the other paddock, we shouldn't have to worry about it at that point, because there's no wire there. So I'll show you guys later how we get the electric across there, utilizing an extension cable that I have to still build. But let's go ahead and get this gate installed, and then we'll finish running the wire, because it took me a little bit to think of how I wanted to do that, and we're going to show you guys. So let's put the gate up. So part of being on a homestead is constantly paying attention to everything making sure that you're paying attention to water and food. Hi, ladies. These are all of our laying hens. We got them this year. And we're gonna do some other videos on chickens because obviously right now we've been pretty pig heavy. But we started with all of these chickens as little chicks. So we have raised them completely on this farm. They're doing phenomenal. They're laying phenomenal. So we'll give you guys some tips and tricks on that. But anytime you're out here, check on your animals multiple times a day because obviously they're out of water and it is warm outside. So let's get them some water. These guys are freaking crazy when it comes to this water. They would literally follow me everywhere with this thing. So even though we live on 10 acres of land, our township does not allow us to free range. And if we free range, we totally would, because those girls want out so bad they can't stand it. So I think the plan there and the goal in the future is to actually get this property completely fenced in, because if we get it completely fenced in, we're going to be able to free range them, and the township's not going to be able to say anything because they're technically in a fence and they're technically not free ranging, and they're just gonna have to get over it. But right now we're trying to abide by the township rules so that we don't get our hands slapped. So they are current, but they're in a big run, so I'm not like crazy worried about it. You know, that is a 20 by 16 run. So it's a fairly large run for 30 laying hens. They've got a really good sized coop in there. They are happy, happy birds. And I have a story for you guys about that at a later time in another video. So make sure you subscribe. You guys act like you've never drank a day in your life. There was water in there this morning, girls. What are you guys doing over there? I know, I'm working on it. You guys will be out on pasture soon, okay? There's just something so fun to me about taking care of animals and creating places for them to live, giving them a good life. It is so obvious to me how much happier these animals are compared to where they came from. So we'll explain that in another video. I'll probably make another video kind of talking different stories. But I have a really cool story about chickens that is very interesting to me that I'm pretty excited to tell you guys. But this is not that video. We are not doing chicken stuff. We just had to feed them or water them. So let's get moving on this pig pen, because that is our #1 goal right now. Okay, so we'll make them even. It's about a 20-inch hole. I think that's gonna work out good. I kind of like it this height, because if I got to put like a coat or something as it gets colder, I can just hang it on the pole and should be good to go. Let's mention one thing, okay? Pigs can be pushy. So make sure when you guys get this gate, because they're gonna be able to see through it and they're gonna want to push up against it, that you put the panel on this side. That way they're pushing into all of this tubing instead of having it on the other side aiming out, where is all they got to do is get those welds to break loose and they'll be able to get that panel loose. So the other way is more strength, so you want the panel on this side of the paddock, so because the pigs are going to rest up against this, and we want them to. That way, like I said, we can open this gate up when it's time to move them. We can put these fence panels right over here. We can grab those and we can make a temporary fence here with some T-posts so that they cannot push out. So the only thing they can do is go through that gate and out into the new pasture. So that's the goal. We'll see if it works. The fire. The fire. All right, boys. Excuse me. Excuse me. Where's the other one? Hiding under there. Hey. Okay, so we have the fence completely up. So I got to show you guys what I ended up doing. I ended up really having to rack my brain on this, so I didn't really get on camera for it. So let's show you guys exactly what we have going on. So if you want to copy it, you can. All right, so as you guys know, I was struggling to figure out how I was going to get them out of the training pen easily and get them onto their first paddock without having the gate that I have right here over by the pigs. So what I ended up doing, instead of putting poly wire over here, is just putting 2 hog panels up. So I've got hard fence right here going over to my gate. That way, I'm gonna leave this paddock up. When I pull the pigs, because this is the training pen, for when we get more pigs in the future, we'll be able to train them to the wire in here and then just open up this pig panel here and let them out into this area. So once we tear this, or once they're ready to move, we're just going to have a whole nother setup over here, and this will stay together as long as poly wire stays together. So we went all the way around with 2-stage poly wire, putting in, uh-oh, did somebody fall? Baby girl. So we've got 2-stage poly wire all the way around. And we've got a couple T-posts here and there just for some strength, because obviously the rebar is not that strong. So that's mostly on our straight runs. Corner post here goes all the way down there. And then we'll show you down here. And then right here, we've got our exciter, which we're running a Dare Power Pro. This is 100 miles. Do not touch that fence, honey, because it is live and it will shock the crap out of you. Okay? Deal? Remember not to touch the white, okay? Are you listening? No, not really. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take that panel down. I'm gonna give the camera to my wife. We'll see how long it takes them to escape out of the training pen. Either close it back off or let them use this as a shelter while they're in here.
Just gotta put that wire back up together so I don't try to hog rush. I would personally leave it open though. They're already curious though. What are you doing? They're not coming yet. They don't know if they can get out. Oh! Whoa! Wipeout! Oh my god, did he ever? I think he just had a heart attack. Hey, we're gonna watch the piggies. They're gonna come and get some food. Here we come, Dad. Here we come. Oh, baby. Hey, come.
Come on, piggies.
Come on, Georgie. Your food's right here. Come on, boys. George.
All right, so we'll see what happens. We should probably close this gate over here. One thing I am kind of worried about is what they're gonna do with this gate. You know, it's not bad, but obviously they can move it. They're not gonna be able to break that, but it's if they try. So I don't know if I'm gonna end up putting like a 4x8 sheet of plywood on the other side so they can't really see it or realize what it is, but we'll figure that out later. So right now, as you can see, they're very well trained to that wire, which is what we want. So it's just gonna take them a little bit to get out of there. But they're starting to venture out. They also probably see that hog gate over on that other side, so they're probably like, eh. What do you think? Turn out good?
Now we gotta work on our other project.
What's our other project?
Getting the goats home.
Listen, don't let your wife go anywhere that has goats, because then you'll end up with goats. How many goats do we have coming now?
It went from 2 to 4.
It's like they multiplied.
How many chickens were we supposed to have?
Not talking about me right now.
Oh! We went from 10 chickens to 30 chickens, and from 4 pigs to 6 pigs, thanks to your math.
Right.
So my 4 goats make sense.
Every time you go out to get 10 of anything, expect to bring home more than 10. So This is what it is.
I thought we weren't talking about you.
Oh, well, whatever. You know, if you guys are watching this and you have not started a homestead and you're just kind of dreaming and thinking about starting a homestead, look, just do it. My wife and I had zero experience with this. Like, my family had horses, but I did literally nothing with them. And we have done this all on our own through learning from other channels on YouTube, like Sow the Land and some of the other cool channels that are on here. Sheridan Park Farms, I've learned a lot from him on raising pigs. Shout out to them. You know, it really is an adventure, you know, and it's a process of learning and figuring it out. Just like this project with this first paddock, I've never built a paddock before. So when I first started farming, I didn't even know what a paddock was. Everybody kept saying the word paddock and I'm like, what the heck is that? It's okay to not have a clue. You don't have to have been a farmer in order to become a farmer. I mean, the original farmer was not a farmer and he became a farmer, just like anything else in life. So if this is something you feel tugging on your heart and this is something that you feel you want to do, provide good food for your family, provide good food for your friends, and to be able to enjoy raising animals with your kids and giving your kids an actual childhood experience besides just playing on a tablet or a phone or inside playing video games or watching TV. You know, this is getting us outside. It's significantly improved our mental health. I had a feeling it might do that, but to the extent that it has actually done that is something I definitely did not expect. So my mental health is so much different now than it was before we were doing this, because I actually feel like I have a purpose. I do love being a real estate agent. My purpose there is to help folks find their perfect homes or whatever they need, help them sell their houses, investments. I'm also a commercial real estate agent. Like, that's my day job and I love doing it. But this feels like purpose. This feels like I was meant to do this, and I'm excited for the journey and wherever it takes us, because it's been half a year, a little over half a year. A little over half a year, and now we have 30 chickens that are almost all laying eggs. We have 6 pigs and a paddock, and it just keeps growing. And now I got to go work on goats. So that means the next episodes will be figuring out where the goats are going, getting some type of shelter together, because we got to do it on the cheap, because I spent way more money on this than I was expecting to. And I've got to build something for the goats on the cheap, try and find what we got around here, stuff I can get free on Facebook Marketplace. So come along for that journey. So make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the little bell notification so you know when we put videos out. All right, we will see you on the next video. Bye guys.